GG Scrim Knights. My name is Boda, and we have a couple of nice teams for you here. I'll be joined by Panda.
Hello, everybody.
So today we have a couple of high SR teams facing off. We have Bunny Blasters here with we're gonna see Xavier playing the main tank, HBD mostly playing the off tank. Preferred hero is D.Va, Kozen on the Zenyatta on the up healer, and I am Root preferring to play Lucio here. Blank on the hit scan DPS, and Son of God prefers to play Tracer here.
Taking an early pause here early on as the two teams are trying to figure out their systems, I guess you could say. But we'll take a look over here at is Pepsi OK, the enemy team dressed in blue. I do believe correct. Here we have Haplo as the main tank. Felt Up will be hanging out as our preferred main support. King's going to be coming across, we've seen this team before, and King's come across huge, across with his ults, big blades, big rip tires all across the board. Rube has been known as well for his flexibility onto hit scans, as well as his known tracer play. Muffin's Rage on the flex support, and Purple's going to be coming across as the off tank as well. This team very well versed in knowing what they want to do on this road to open division here, Boda.
Both teams preferring to run a more dive comp. Seems to be the big meta choice for composition of late, and it should be quite exciting to see how these teams match up against each other here.
Both teams just taking their time, getting all readied up. We should be well on our way to go. I mean, both these teams truly just trying to feel each other out. Probably won't see too much funny business going on here. Just a whole bunch of comfort compositions coming out, as we will be playing across this current patch for quite some time. Both teams taking out the tracers respectively for the apparent backline pressure. Probably, again, won't see too many flashy things coming out. You know, you want to make sure everybody stays nice and healthy. Say that both being a mental thing and in-game perspective as well.
Definitely staying healthy, important mentally and physically. But we do see Xavier with that Hanzo lined up, and it does seem like he is going to stay with that coming into the first point. Do you think you're going to stick with that Hanzo or not, Panda?
Typically, it's pretty normal for these teams to be taking a Hanzo to be scouting out the early the small room on the first side here on Eichenwald, just to make sure there's no cheese. But Xavier's not going to be, like I said, no funny business here today. He's going to be switching over immediately over to that Winston. They're going to be taking along with this full dive through Eichenwald with the Pharah. We're going to be trying to see if maybe she'll be coming around on the traditional flank, maybe going over top of the building, see if they can get any entry-level picks as we are underway here on Eichenwald.
Yep, the D.Va and the Winston, Xavier and HBD pushing quickly through the choke and into that left room, trying to secure a forward position. Meanwhile, Bunny Blasters taking the backwards route, waiting to counter dive on them perhaps, or just playing on point as HBD dives in onto the back line, trying to get a pick off onto the Muffin's Rage on the Zenyatta back there. HBD with an early pick onto Felt Up, and Criminal following up with a pick onto Muffin's Rage. Both supports down from the Pepsi OK side here.
As the brawl just goes back and forth, you're going to end up seeing that immense backline pressure heavily in favor for Blank, as he has the more man advantage and he has the surrounding advantage as well. Just being completely able to swarm the enemy team is Pepsi OK. Not able to fight back on this team as Felt Up, like you said, got picked off pretty early on there.
Yeah, that position back on the point could work if you manage to dive onto the backline of the attacking team, but unfortunately both supports falling quite early in that fight, and we will move on to the second stage of Eichenwald here with Bunny Blasters taking a position on the castle early.
And this dive started off here with 4 minutes remaining, and it has not stopped. Both teams just trying to dive each other as quickly as possible. Oh, he got Felt Up, was able to get the res off of Haplo. You're going to see King get the dash resets to come through. And this Pepsi OK is going to be able to full hold this immediately right outside of their spawn. They're not going to give him any more room to breathe. They're just going to say, you know, hey, you're going to capture this point. We're not going to give you any time nor anywhere to go.
Definitely interesting positioning from this from the Is Pepsi OK side here, as they're holding basically right in front of spawn.
Purple's gonna throw that self-destruct up in here. We're gonna see if it's gonna catch anybody. It's gonna catch Bot of God. And the main point of this right here, Boda, is that you just want to basically force the enemy team. You want to force Bunny Blasters into such. King's just coming across huge right there with that giant blade. My goodness, we're gonna have to see a replay of that right here as well. Let's see, 1,
Crazy Dragon
2,
Blade coming out there.
3, and 4. Wow.
Slicing and dicing them into sushi, as it were. He earned that Dragon Blade with those couple of dash resets in the last fight, and he put it to good use here, probably securing himself the play of the game, as is Pepsi OK continues to hold in front of the spawn of Bunny Blasters, with King showing up in the kill feed. But Bot of God comes out with a barrage, not catching anyone for his efforts, and is still Pepsi holding the cart, not even opening the door yet, Panda.
And so it's like I got caught up in saying as well, you know, to force Bunny Blasters into such an awkward positioning, they almost have to use ultimates just to get out of the choke, to get the payload through this main choke right here. Oh man, Blank's just falling off early every single time. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's such an uncomfortable positioning just to be in from the attacking team, as you need to get the payload through the gate itself, almost needing to use every single ultimate in your pocket just to get through to do it.
Yeah, and Xavier showing just that ultimate usage, as you mentioned, popping the Primal Rage to try to get Muffins, but Feltup follows up with the Valkyrie, taking to the skies and bringing up Muffins Rage twice in a row here. Haplo getting a lot of kills right in front of the spawn, and King showing that he is the king of Genji here. Bunny Blaster still unable to break through the choke.
And this is the problem that we're going to be facing as well. Blank's going to be getting another pulse bomb. I Am Root may be forced to use the Valkyrie here just to push his team to keep them healthy and to get the few resurrections back for his team to keep the man advantage going. But King's going to come out with his blade. We're going to see if he's going to be able to catch any more with it. He's going to pick up one. The damage is going to come out. He's going to be able to pick up Xavier as well. And the damage has already been done. I mean, once that Mercy is down, especially with Valkyrie, it's all said and done. Here's the replay again. King coming across huge with these blades. Quick to build them as well.
Yeah, he's been getting them super fast, and he's been timing his dashes right to make sure he gets the reset and able to get that mobility through. I'm really interested to see what Bunny Blasters does. They need to adjust their strategy a little bit, and they're doing just that with Bot of God. Flanking around back is the McCree here, trying to get a pick off onto one of the supports, and he's looking for the kill onto Zenyatta. Not going to find it, however. That Discord hits his face along with the D.Va's missiles. Meanwhile, Haplo takes out Blank in the back here, and the Valkyrie is forced to come out from Feltup, holding them still in front of the choke. Self-destruct comes out, not catching anyone, but I think Bunny Blasters just might finally break through here. Feltup is trying to stall as much as he can with those two reses, but Bot of God pops that Deadeye here just to zone. No, they're still not going to be able to open that door. Must be so frustrating getting caught in front of your own spawn like that.
With Haplo finally being able to go down, both tanks on the side of his Pepsi OK finally going down with Root following very closely. It seems that Bunny Blasters are finally going to be able to get this payload through the choke of this of the Streets phase of Eichenwald here. And they were held there for a solid 4 minutes, but this was a very scary positioning to be in. Because now they're only going to have Xavier's Primal Rage. Criminal's going to be able to have that Transcendence to answer, hopefully, the couple DPS ultimates coming online. King's very close to another blade. We have seen how quick he can get those in the past.
Yeah, he has been charging the Dragon Blades quite quickly, and with only 40 seconds left in the map, it's going to be quite a tall task for Bunny Blasters to win here. Self-destruct coming out and catching Haplo, however, that might be their ticket in, as Feltup also fell. Those two players very key, but the tanks are holding strong on the payload. Purple just now falling, and with 20 seconds left here, Pepsi is going to have another full reset here.
I hope that they don't have to go too far to the drawing board. I mean, King is going to have that beautiful Dragon Blade that we've seen him come off before with that in the past of this map plenty of times. Muffin's Rage might be trying to combo along with the Transcendence, or might be trying to hold that in his pocket for an aggressive push. And to see Xavier try to get a little bit more pushing room here as we are into overtime with that Primal Rage. Root's going to get the early pick off into Criminal, force the early res.
The early res is forced, but Bot of God has just been a bot on the cart as Xavier needs to get back, and he will pop the Primal Rage to stall the cart out. Valkyrie is still up for I Am Root, and the cart is making slow progress with King being the only stalling factor on the cart. Transcendence comes out from Muffin's Rage in an attempt to stall out, and the Valkyrie advantage firmly in Feltup's favor here. He popped it after the enemy Mercy had already fallen from the skies. Muffin's Rage in a poor position, unfortunately, on Secret, as the Pepsi team is still on the point strong with both tanks at the front line, but Purple is going to pick them off. This might be the end of their push here with the self-destruct. The kill feed is entirely blue, and that will be a Streets phase hold on Eichenwald for Pepsi.
And you can see what the star of the match truly King is at this point. Like he used that blade at the beginning of that engagement, already sitting at 83%. They let him stay alive a little bit too long in that whole payload engagement there, and I don't know if it's a communication error or something, but that Genshi needs to go. He's causing a lot of backline pressure.
He really is. He it seemed like the kill feed was all King at some points while they were stalling up there. Maybe his teammates know that he needs those dash resets, letting him get those really quickly. But very nice hold from Pepsi. I've never actually seen that aggressive spawn-based hold before, to be honest.
It's been a long time since I've either seen it in a scrim or seen it in a game myself. But when you have the ult advantage and you have the man advantage, that long walk that Eichenwald offers, it pays its fine dividends. You know, if you can force the enemy team, like we would just saw that Bunny Blasters had to use almost every single ultimate in their hero pool selection just to get out of the main courtyard, it feels almost trapping. You're stuck inside spawn. You don't want to take the hero switch, because once you finally get through that main gate, you don't want the heroes that first got you out of there, because you need to take a Bastion or a Junkrat just to try to force them out of there. But really took their time being patient. I'm talking about Bunny Blasters here, just to slowly get out of the courtyard of Eichenwald on first point and get their way onto the streets.
Yeah, they definitely didn't give up, and like you said, they had the patience to finally break through, but the positioning of Pepsi allowed them to have 2 fights in the 1 minute remaining, which I think really was the key to them stopping at the second checkpoint. But as we roll into the reset map here, we're going to see Bunny Blasters try their hand at the defense this side. They're going with an Orisa-based defense here with the Roadhog pair. Very popular tank composition today, it seems.
And going across the Overwatch League as well over the today and yesterday, you saw a lot of combinations in between Orisa and Hog as well, with Bot of God hanging out on Junkrat. There's just going to be a whole bunch of follow-up once Orisa uses her alt fire, if you will. She just sucks everybody back into that one little spot, either for a hook, a concussion mine. It's a very dangerous spot to be in. Hopefully King can weasel his way back in there, slice and dice his way through the enemy team again, and create an opening that his team needs.
Definitely going to be paying attention to how King and Rube play together in the backline, as Rube looks for an early flank on the left-hand side of Eichenwald here, going all the way around Dark. Both players just kind of getting their positioning set up, getting ready for a dive onto the point, as the defensive team is going to just take a more point-based approach here, just like their counterparts.
And Rube's just not trying to overcommit as well, you know, just playing his part, just getting in the back line, causing the pressure, getting back towards his team. Oh no, he's gonna get introduced to Bot of God's perfectly calculated mine, we'll put it that way.
Definitely a lot of math involved there, putting those mines in just the right place to catch that Tracer out, as the reses are coming out from Iron Root onto Blank. Bunny Blasters are not done yet, however, but King pulls out that Dragon Blade that he is so known for, getting Blank and Bot of God here, and picking off the Mercy as well. Most crucially, no more reses left for Bunny Blasters, and he gets another kill onto the Zenyatta. King coming up big once again with his Dragon Blade.
His reflex have been insane, catching the dash resets over and over and over again. Right there, catching the reflect of the trash shotgun from Roadhog, or the scrap shotgun, if you will, right into his face. The timing, the reaction timing is just insane from this man. King is on a rampage, already being at half a blade again.
halfway to another blade right after popping his first one, and he's looking for it early. He's trying to get some deflect damage, trying to get some poke damage, as Rube also pokes in the castle. Meanwhile, Riptire coming out from Bot of God will not catch anyone. No, he will catch the Zenyatta, but at what cost? He fell to Rube's Pulse Bomb at the meantime. Rez is coming up to bring both of those players back up as the cart slowly rolls through the choke. And Feltup will take to the skies and bring up her main tank player in Haplo here. Both Mercies flying around, and we hear a Transcendence come out from Criminal in an attempt to stall the cart as early up as they can. They have to stop the cart early here.
And without being able to take the early aggression as well, you saw Xavier almost immediately had it back. He saw Zenyatta was all by himself, and he just had to take the time just to take the space back. Like you said, if they don't stop the cart now, it might as well be an early game. Yes, we did reset the map, but in Overwatch Open Division, that won't necessarily happen in an actual game, so we want to try to stop the cart as early as possible.
Yep, Blank coming out with that tack visor, but unfortunately not catching anyone, and the D.Va will get slightly staggered. It's going to be up to Pepsi here to try to do a full reset and hold right around the corner with 3.5 minutes left on the clock here.
And you're going to see the ult advantage starting to swing in favor of Bunny Blasters here as they take the time to realize that they need to regroup, reset a little bit, take the fight across the street face here. They're going to have all the ultimates, but Criminal's going to get fallen early to Muffin's Rage as he gets that ult fire on. The answer up to Feltup though, and Xavier's going to have to pop that Primal Rage, force sustain on his own self, answers to Haplo.
Haplo falling, and King still getting some damage off in the back, but the kill feed is coming up in favor of Bunny Blasters. Blank getting a double tap here, and Bot of God getting that spam damage off on Junkrat. So it looks like for now, Bunny Blasters hold and maintaining that defensive positioning, but there is 2.5 minutes left. Bot of God comes out with that Rift Tear, trying to stymie the offense. Will it catch anyone here? And it will catch Haplo, and once again, Rube seeks out that ulting Junkrat and will catch him with her primary fire here, and Feltup will bring up Haplo. So, I am Rube bringing up the Junkrat in the back, but meanwhile, Muffin's Rage catches Blank, and the cart is still rolling as Bunny Blast, as Pepsi OK is making sure to get progress on the objective while all these kills are happening.
You know, Xavier almost seems like a fish out of water in his Pepsi OK's backline, and just not entirely sure on where he needs to be all the time as well. It creates a certain amount of pressure. You know, once King goes in for the dive, Xavier wants to answer for the anti-dive back into the enemy backline, but just cannot find the kills. There he goes again on the answer kill to the Zenyatta, but you can see Rube on your screen just already creating the pressure onto I Am Rude in the backline. He might end up falling as he barely has any pressure to give him life. It's only the D.Va.
That forward positioning really paying off for them here as Bunny Blaster is unable to even contest, and D.Va getting knocked off the edge at the end by the Primal Raged Monkey. Kind of a consolation prize there, as they will take a full reset here. Bunny Blasters on last and see what they can do. Stop is Pepsi OK.
And we talked a little bit ago about the old favor going in favor of Bunny Blasters, but Blank's gonna pull out that tack visor to pick up King, but the old favor's still going heavily in favor. For his Pepsi OK. Feltup, I Am Rude's gonna bring Blank back to life, and it seems that Bunny Blast is gonna be able to sustain the point again. But King, as we have seen time and time again throughout Eichenwald now, has been huge on these plays. We're gonna have to see he's gonna combo along with Muffin's Rage now, as he doesn't need to hold down to that Transcendence for Tack Visor anymore. As here they are just trying to bait out as many ultimates as possible, but they're getting pressured all the way back towards their spawn. Ultimate's already being popped.
I Am Root popping that Valkyrie in an attempt to keep the pressure up. They're going to want to hold them in spawn as long as possible, but I can't help but wonder if that Valk was a bit premature, as they're not as this Pepsi OK is going to just kind of stay in spawn and not let them get any reses off with that Valk.
And the longer that they take to actually get across this bridge as well raises the question, should Muffin's Rage combo along with King on the blade, or because Blank is already very close to getting another tactical visor, should he just hold on to it to save his team from that? He's getting incredibly close to that again.
Very close indeed to that attack visor. Should be a big ult if they get that D.Va out of mech. But Pepsi coming out with King with that Dragon Blade, slicing and dicing the Mercy. That's a critical pick for them. They might be able to roll the cart all the way into the objective now as Rube takes a forward position, trying to get any respawns out, holding the right and the left doors. Haplo pops that Primal Rage, trying to knock the Bunny Blasters back into their spawn, and just a Transcendence Zenyatta on the point now, with King trying to hold up the pressure. Bot of God, meanwhile, with a Riptire onto Feltup. That might be able to stop the offense here, with HBD holding tight on the point. Self-destruct, catching Bot of God somehow. That pillar seemed to be blocking him, but no, and HBD will fall. It's up to King and Purple to try to pick off HBD with 30 seconds left on Eichenwald. The defender's trickling onto the point here, and Purple will be demeched. There's only 20 seconds left in the game, and they're going to need to make a full reset here. It's going to be very hard without that D.Va.
So much time just being almost exhausted on trying to... I don't even know where the time almost went. It felt like that his Pepsi OK had all the time in the known world, but now they're really just fighting the time just to get back to card. Can they even touch the card in time before the game ends? Overtime will initiate here.
Yes, Haplo does barely make it. And King will pop that Dragon Blade, but unfortunately, one by one, onto the cart they fall. Purple tries to touch and will with the dying breaths of his mech, but that overtime timer is trickling down. And yes, they will hold before the final point. Bunny Blasters stopping Pepsi just before the final point of Icon.
As Bunny Blasters coming in clutch right there with the stall tactics, just catching the respawn advantage, catching the entry picks that they needed, just to stop Eichenwald dead in its tracks, as we're going to take a map break here. But I'm pretty sure that that map win does go over to his Pepsi OK. Here at Broadcast GG, we're just casting some scrims here in between these two Overwatch Open Division teams as they prepare themselves for the Open Division itself.
Both teams looking quite good, to be honest with you. Just Pepsi coming out a little bit on top with their aggressive play at the spawn on defense. But as we go into Nepal, it's a new map. Very good map for dive comps.
This is really going to be housing our good friend King and Rube over here on his Pepsi OK. We're going to end up seeing them play off huge. One of the key moments that happened in Eichenwald, especially with that blade towards the end on the last part of Eichenwald, was when King popped his blade. I was trying to mention that Muffin's Rage wanted to combo with the Transcendence. He was caught out a little bit. They probably could have gotten a little bit more had he had just comboed with that. But in the back of his mind, he knew Blank was incredibly close to catching onto that with that tactical visor. Though he didn't pick up too much, it was nice to keep the Transcendence on the cart, but to combo along with the Genji Blade and Rube in the back line to keep them nice and healthy, probably would have kept them on the point a little bit longer. Might have won them the point, but King's going to be able to come across here with Rube, and maybe they might be able to commence that dive once more.
That's exactly what I was thinking, actually, Panda, was do you want to hold the Trance for the Blade offensively, or do you want to hold it for the Tac Visor defensively? And it really is a big question with Zenyatta, right? And I think you're also right that they really would have been better off using it with the Blade. But anyways, we are on Nepal here, and we're going to take a look and see how those divers are going to coordinate on the side of Bunny Blasters here.
Got a Mercy Moira on the side of Bunny Blasters here as the two teams take the fight on the upper here with the Pharmacy as well.
Pharmacy, very interesting pick on this point. We've seen a lot of strats come out, and should be a lot of pressure on the choke. But meanwhile, Blank is going to get a couple of picks onto Haplo and Feltup. That's the main tank and the main healer gone. So first point fight going firmly in favor of Bunny Blasters here. But King says we're not done yet. King says we're not out of the fight. He picks off Criminal in the back as well. But it will be Bunny Blasters taking the first hold on Nepal.
And here's where the problem really comes in lie. King has been such a nuisance in the back line. They're still contesting this somehow. Okay, no. The fight's finally going to go heavily in favor here. It should swing in favor. No! Rube is creating enough, and King coming back to life. 90% to a blade already. He's getting all of the kills necessary. Look at Purple as well. The team coming right back together to capture this point almost back immediately. That was
Rube and
amazing.
King don't even need a mercy. They say we can take this point by ourselves, and they do just that. I guess I called it a bit too early there.
Caster's curse as it may be, my friend. But you know, I am rude. I can see the angle that they want to try to pull. King has been such a nuisance in the backline that if you cannot peel for the mercy immediately as a meta healer, as it may be Zenyatta or Ana right now, I am rude picking up for the Moira should give the backline pressure.
I am Root definitely going to be good for anti-dive here, but as Xavier falls early on in the fight, Bunny Blaster's down their main tank. It's going to be difficult for them to maintain an offense, but the point is ticking firmly in favor of Bunny Blasters. King pops that Dragon Blade that we all know so well, picking off the Moira, and the Pulse Bomb from Bot of God, unfortunately catching himself. Definitely not his intended target there. That's going to be the point ticking up to 60% in favor of Pepsi here.
Yeah, you unfortunately cannot unwind time too far as Tracer, and as it pays off for Bot of God to be rewound back into his own Pulse Bomb, or blinking back into his own Pulse Bomb as it may be. He's going to try to get another one here early on, but he's going to fall to his his better half, Rube here. 60% to his Pulse Bomb, 83 now. He's catching Pulse Bombs every team fight as it may seem.
Criminal will pop that Valkyrie in an attempt to take this fight back. As soon as Bot is rezzed up, he will kill Muffins, but Muffins quickly rezzed by the Valkyrie of Felt Up as well. Muffins importantly holding onto that trance here, and there it goes. He will pop it, allowing his dive DPS to get a couple of picks here as the clock ticks up to 93%. King pops that Dragon Blade, looking for someone. He will not catch anyone, but Rube is picking off the rest of the enemy team as he does so. Yep, that's going to be a first point hold for Pepsi, 100%.
Pulse Bomb gets eaten, but Rube doesn't care. He just rather uses Pulse Blasters anyway, so that way he can work towards another one.
Exactly, those Pulse Blasters on Rube, quite deadly. And his Pulse Bombs also deadly, but not as deadly as Bot's to himself, unfortunately.
Very unfortunate circumstance.
Let's see if they try to change up their tank comps maybe here. I know Orisa Roadhog is very popular for that environmental kill potential. So far, it does look like they're going to stick with the more standard dive comp. The only difference being Blank staying on that Soldier. It seems like he does prefer that Soldier, and King will be on that Genji. But besides that, a mirror comp. Besides the yes, they will go with Mercy. Okay. I was wondering if they're going to go Lucio, Zenyatta, but it will
just
go
to
with
speed
that Mercy
boost
in
it,
the end.
people. Just to speed boost just a little bit.
Yeah, just trying to get that early point presence as Haplo dives into the backline here, trying to get some early damage onto the healers. Purple following up quickly, but it's Xavier and Blank who counter dive them and get a couple of picks early.
The Battle Mercy coming back. You killed my healing friend, Monkey. I will kill you back. Bunny Blaster's capping the point almost immediately afterwards. However, the dive from Xavier paying off almost immensely. Bot of God being able to create the backline disruption that they need to. Xavier going to be able to come back to the point maybe a little bit, but the frags coming out. Haplo being able to follow up on Criminal. Rube's going to be able to create a little bit more of a distraction on point now. And we should be able to see a point flip, but Xavier's going to be able to kill Rube at the end of it all.
Yeah, we should be able to see a point flip, but as we saw last time, we shouldn't comment too early as the Mini D.Va is holding tight on the point, but Bot of God will hop off the edge, and they will take that 30% in their back pocket and try to flip the point over on this next push.
It's a back and forth team fight, but you can see the ult advantage at the top of your screen. Is Pepsi OK is going to have every single ultimate in their pocket right now. But Bunny Blasters isn't too far behind. The only thing that they're going to be trickling behind on is Criminal on that Transcendence, which is going to be vital as we know that King will be having that blade a lot faster. But Rube's going to get that Pulse Bomb immediately on a Blank. Haplo's going to take that as an invitation to dive right back in.
And I Am Root tried to go for the un-Valkyried res and will get killed for his efforts here as Blank pops that Tac Visor, also in an attempt to save the fight. Unfortunately, it does not work. And Pepsi holding strong on the point here. That early pick onto Mercy really staggering Bunny Blasters.
one of the big things that you have to take note on as well. So felt up after that resurrection, when he was getting killed by the tactical visor from Blank, he ended up pulling his Valkyrie out as well, dying immediately as well. So they're going to be down this fight. Iron Root might be looking to pull out the Valkyrie right now to help out his teammates, as he does.
He will do just that, bringing Criminal up, and Criminal will quickly pop that Transcendence in response to being Valked. But Blank comes up with a pick onto his counterpart King here. That means that they're down to 1 DPS, but the point is still in favor of Is Pepsi OK. Rube trying to stall the point, and Apo also coming in. They're just trying to stall as much time here and get to 99% if they can. And he will die to the Diva Bomb, getting knocked off the edge. Apo still alive on the point, trying to stall as much percent as he can, but they still haven't flipped the point. Buddy Blasters trying and finally will flip the point, but not before they lose 91% here.
You know, one of the most important parts on these control maps here, Boda, is that you want to force out the 99% to force out the overtime spawns, because it gives your team the advantage at that point. If you can get a few exit kills, a few exit frags as they're called here in Overwatch as well, it'll really give you the advantage. But here we're going to be following Bot of God. You're going to see if he can create a little bit more space with this pulse bomb, get in deep maybe. He's going on a mad flank.
And he goes for a stick, and he will catch Muffins with that pulse bomb, but the Mercy's still up. Felt Up is still up and healing. However, Bunny Blaster's still holding on to the point, but that pulse bomb from Rube has something to say about it. He'll pick off I Am Root, but the kill's going still in favor of Bunny Blasters. They're taking that kind of defensive positioning, not holding close at the choke as we're used to seeing, going for that more counter dive strategy that has been working on this point so far.
Really, really smart on the side of Bunny Blasters. You know, they can take their time, they can take their own positioning, they know how Shrine works, and they have to be careful. I mean, if they lose this one map, the whole match is over.
Yep, they're going to be very careful here indeed, as Dragon Blade comes out from King. He's going to catch Blank with it, and will he get anyone else with it? Haplo falling to the pressure from King, coupled with the Dragon Blade here, and Valkyrie forced to come out, but he gets picked off instantly. I Am Root popping the Valk, but dying immediately, leaving Felt Up free and clear in the skies. This is going to be a point flip from Pepsi.
Rube just staying a little bit too healthy in these team fights here, as it may seem. I mean, you can try to deal with King while he's pulling out the blade, but that doesn't deal with Rube with his Pulse Blasters. There's almost too much dive going on out of the side of this Pepsi OK. Really just giving the backline of Bunny Blasters a run for their money, if you will. Xavier really just having a hard time just having to decide whether or not to peel for the backline or to dive into the enemy backline. It's just a lot of decisions having to be made, but I tell you, is Pepsi OK really pushed to the brink there on Shrine. They almost got a little punished there. As this is a scrim, we're going to be playing all 3 maps here on Ilios, or on Nepal rather. So this is going to be very, very fun. I look forward to seeing the 2 team compositions if we take any swaps, but it doesn't look like it.
Both teams going for that dive comp once again as we come on to Shrine in Nepal. Let's see if Bunny Blasters can pull a win out on Nepal. They came so close last map, but just were not able to pull the trigger, as we see Bot of God flanking in the back as he is wont to do, getting some poke damage off onto the enemies. Both teams kind of positioning themselves on the center point here.
But the fight taking on Statue side is Pepsi OK really forcing Bunny Blasters in the awkward corner here. Xavier falling early to Rube. Rube is just being a nonsense with these headshots just popping off. Bot of God trying to be a nuisance on the other end, but you can see on the kill feed, speaking a name for itself, is Pepsi OK going to take the first team fight, take the first capture.
Yeah, that fight really favoring them on the side of the statue, as HBD will take a one-way ticket back to spawn over the edge and get his mech back, as Bunny Blasters go for their second attempt on the point, trying to flip it back over.
We're going to be trying to follow Bot of God here. Bot of God's going to be nearing that pulse bomb. He's going to follow up onto Haplo, see he's going to be able to cause any more pressure. But Haplo's just going to be resurrected almost immediately. Can he stick a pulse bomb here?
Definitely has been story of the Tracers here, as Rube comes in with the melee onto Criminal, But meanwhile, the both DPS down from the side of Bunny Blasters. The Primal Rage is popped from the side of Xavier, trying to get everyone off the point and to get a clean hold, but he will get right-clicked by Muffins as Pepsi holds tight on the point. Cloud of God holding on to that pulse bomb, but will die to King's pressure. And that's going to be another reset from them. They're going to be looking to maybe get an early pick with that pulse bomb and then leverage that with the Valkyrie reses hopefully in this next fight.
Having both support ultimates on the side of his Pepsi OK was really smart to hold on to as well at the end of that team fight. I mean, with 70% already coming online, they have fresh pickings. They can pop the Zenyatta ult to keep their team fresh as they aggressively push. They can also play the defensive positioning and let Felt up take that Mercy vouch just to keep his team resurrected as well. So really it's taking all the favor. You can see King just going off like a madman. Forcing out the Valkyrie.
Forcing that Valkyrie off from I Am Root, but Bot responds in turn with that Pulse Bomb. This might be the opening Bunny Blasters needs, but no, the DPS from Is Pepsi OK are just too strong as Felt Up takes to the skies himself, and the Transcendence is forced out from Criminal as King ults, but stymied by that big healing from the Transcendence, and it looks like with their Mercy down and with Criminal falling as well to King and Rube's pressure, it's gonna be Pepsi with a full hold here unless they can pull out a miracle.
Back and forth, the team fight has been at the archway all the way back to the Mega Packs, and as it may seem, King's just trying to get as many consistent frags as he possibly can. You can see Xavier popping out that Primal Rage, just killing off the Mercy of Felt Up, but as the kills, they come across the board. Is Pepsi OK killing everybody off the point? They're gonna take the victory here.
Yeah, that was a good point. It was smart of Pepsi to hold on to both support ults for that fight. And as we saw, King can charge his Dragon Blade really quickly, and he did exactly that in the course of that fight. He started at 20%, but he got a full Dragon Blade before that fight was done. So Pepsi taking Nepal there. They will secure their second map win of the night as we queue into Route 6.
Bing, bang, boom, these games are coming. I'm telling you. They're coming faster than I can queue for games because I'm in silver. And everybody queues for the same time when I play.
20-minute queue times. That feels bad, man. It looks like we are going to see Felt Up do that same Sonic Arrow strat right at the start. They're going to throw out that Sonic Arrow and then presumably switch back to Mercy, as we've been seeing Felt Up play throughout the night. But besides that, typical dive coming out from the side of Pepsi. We got that Winston, D.Va, Tracer, Genji, Zenyatta, and Felt Up is probably going to go Mercy. We'll see if they change it up. But Bunny Blaster's going with a Moira, in fact. Coupling that Moira with the Sombra. Very interesting strat. Sombra, of course, very powerful on the first point of Route 66. You can hack that Mega under the gas station. And with Blank having that solo kill ability on that Roadhog take a breather, it will be up to Criminal to charge that EMP up for every fight as much as possible. You'll be able to do so with that with Xavier and HBD on those mobile tanks. But we are live on Route 66 here. Criminal quickly hacking the right side pack in an effort to get that EMP early, as I mentioned. And Rube trying to go for an early flank here, kind of get some poke damage off, kind of getting some trickle damage onto the tanks. But he will be counter-dove by Xavier, and that will be the first fight easily taken by Bunny Blasters.
It's pretty interesting the way that Bunny Blasters is playing this out, right? Because now that technically the one healer is down, they have to rely solely on the health pack that Criminal has hacked. And because of the respawn advantage that Is Pepsi OK has in this natural advantage of 66, this is going to be interesting. I know that Moira can get back to the point very, very fast, but this is the problem. They might be trying this a patch too early, as Mercy is a little bit too prevalent. But Rube's going to make his presence known with that intro kill onto Xavier. Bot of Gods is going to try to be a nuisance here as well. into the gas station, but he's not going to have that health pack hacked.
No, he's not gonna have that. And Rube coming up with another kill here. And just like you mentioned, maybe if they had a Mercy solo healing instead of that Moira, they would have been able to res up Xavier as he fell very early in that fight. But as it stands, Bunny Blasters quickly falling after their main healer, and that's gonna be a first point take for Pepsi. Criminal still holding on to that EMP. And there it goes. They're actually going to trickle back onto the point. Both tanks jumping up, and they're going to try to fall back off that EMP. King pulls out the Dragon Blade, however, and starts to slice the supports up into Sushi. He gets a pick on the I Am Root and Criminal, and the kill feed is coming up entirely in favor of Is Pepsi Okay here, with King leading the charge with that Dragon Blade. Haplo pulls out that Primal Rage just to get that last damage soaked up, and Bunny Blasters used a lot of ults there for not much effect, Panda.
I'm not even too sure how many individuals Criminal caught with that EMP. It might have been a smart move just to try to get everybody back in there, because I know that they needed the extra heals. I Am Root taking the swap over to Mercy, Criminal over to the Zenyatta respectively. However, it's not hitting King with that EMP was huge, as he was able to still unsheath that blade and cause all the damage necessary to get this cart through the entryway of Streets here. They're really gonna sit pretty on the second part here on Route 66.
Sitting pretty indeed as Rube leads the dive here, getting an early pick onto both supports with the help of Haplo, finishing them off. And is Pepsi Okay just asserting their dominance once again with their divers leading the charge of getting followed up by the tanks? Bot of God, however, saying, "You sliced my team up, I give you a pulse bomb in the face." But
He's just gonna get resurrected and
just reses him right back up, and that's the strength of Mercy right there.
You know, Felt Up just is Pepsi Okay in general, taking a whole look at their whole team composition since the start of this match. It hasn't changed. The ultimate advantage is always going to be heavily in their favor. Felt Up's going to be able to pull out that Valkyrie early on in this team fight, keeping his team super healthy.
Keeping him super healthy, and also if they fall, they will be able to be brought back up, as presumably Haplo will be brought up. Yes, he is. King getting a pick onto Criminal in the back, and in turn will also be brought up. But that cart is rolling as Bunny Blasters are forced back. This is kind of reminding me of Eichenwald, but in reverse, as Purple gets a pick onto the healers. Both healers dead on the side of Bunny Blaster. It's going to be no small feat for them to hold, but the tanks really making their presence known on the point, as HBD and Xavier get a couple of picks themselves, and as Purple gets demeched, maybe we'll get staggered here, in fact, and that's going to be at least one more fight for Pepsi before they can take this second point.
Wow. That was honestly a turnaround. You can't leave the Diva in her mech for too long. She will cause way too much space inside the game itself. And we really saw it play out. HBD being in the exact position that he needed.
Yep, HBD being the help they needed, as Blank pops his tac visor. Not going to be able to catch anyone there, as the Diva did have a full defense matrix up. Meanwhile, King falls and will be rezzed by Feltup's Valk. I Am Root, popping that Valk in an attempt to get his DPS back up and flying in the skies. Feltup will not have his up. And HBD pops that self-destruct, which will catch Rube. Kill feed coming up in favor of Bunny Blasters. Looks like they're going to make another hold here as Muffins gets slightly staggered. Pepsi going to have to really take a look at their ult economy and see what they can do to crack this Streets phase.
And we're back on the same problem that we were a few maps ago. Muffins Rage now, with if you take a look at Blank's ult percentage being about half again, Muffins Rage is faced with the same exact problem. Now, should he keep his team healthy and run in with the Transcendence of these small corridors to help his team out, or should he just save it for Blank's inevitable tactical visor? He's been getting that almost every other team fight at this point.
Yes, he has, as early picks come out in favor of his Pepsi, Bunny Blasters here. Looks like they were trying to do a dry push there, trying to just charge up their ults, and they have succeeded in doing so, as the self-destruct comes out from Purple, but only 1 minute left in the game here. That self-destruct not catching anyone, as Bot of God goes for that flank on the back onto the Zenyatta, and he almost gets it with the butt. Nice peel from the Mercy, but Bot of God staples that pulse bomb onto his body, and Feltup will say, "You're not killing my friend, I'm bringing him right back up." Meanwhile, the cart is still not rolling, as Rube is on the cart, finally transforced out from Criminal in an attempt to stall here. 30 seconds left in the game, as the Primal Raged Monkey of Xavier tries to knock everyone back. Bot of God falls in the back line, but the rumble going on, not really near the objective here.
Back and forth team fight. Teams using both their ultimates. King is trying to use that blade. Xavier's gonna chase him down, however. And you can just see Rube just trying to put the whole team on his back with purple here. And they're gonna be able to get this push all the way to second. What a pretty light show that last fight on second was, I tell you. Every single ultimate coming out of the book, and all of that just swinging in favor of is Pepsi OK.
Yeah, and critically, King holding on to that Dragon Blade with no trance in response from Criminal, and no Valk from I Am Root as well. So they're going to look to get a couple of early picks with that Pulse Bomb or that Dragon Blade and really capitalize off that. But Bunny Blasters have something to say about it as the tanks move on to the point. They're trying to get a big Pulse Bomb, not catching anyone, but Rube will just left click I Am Root here. And like I said, those DPS ults, kill feed just coming up red. Rube only popping that Pulse Bomb, and King still holding onto that blade, with Criminal not being able to charge Trance yet.
It's just free card city right here, and at the end of the day, what we're still looking at, like you said, King is holding onto that blade. Rube being a true nuisance already in the right spawn door, making the whole team trying to focus him. Oh, Criminal's gonna be able to answer him.
Criminal answers back, but not before the monkey kills him. Meanwhile, King finally pops that Dragon Blade and manages to catch I Am Root. That's a big pick for him, but Xavier with that big monkey gun will take him down. Self-destruct on the point, trying to stall out as much time from HBD, but he falls before he's able to get back into mech. Muffins, meanwhile, picks up Bot of God, and Valks popped from both Mercies here. Gonna see who they bring up. Bringing a blank on the side of Bunny Blasters as the Transcendence does come out from Criminal. Fight going both ways with lots of Transcendences, lots of Valkyries flying around in the field. Quite a bit of a scrap going on between the tanks as King manages to find some leverage here. Pulse Bomb comes out from Haplo, and with the extra damage from the Primal Rage, they're going to kill Criminal. Muffins with a follow-up pick onto I Am Root is going firmly in favor of Pepsi OK. HBD struggling to stall as much as possible as a mini diva, and Bot of God is going to stall as long as he can, not even managing to touch the cart. Will they be able to touch? Yes, they will as Xavier comes out. But for how long can they stall? How long can they stall for as Criminal tries to boop them off? Switching onto that Lucio for that critical speed boost and boop. But no, the pressure from Is Pepsi OK too much for the stagger defense. They're able to take Route 66 in overtime.
Much like that fight onto capture the second point as well through streets. It was just a huge back and forth, just very, very patient gameplay from Is Pepsi OK's DPS, making sure that Rube was always being a thorn in their side, making sure the tanks were staying nice and healthy, Purple and Haplo respectively, and Felt Up just really just making sure that his team was always just there.
Definitely doing a good job on the heals was Felt Up. I also wanted to point out his Valkyrie usage was quite good. He always brought up the key targets and saved it for when it would actually win fights. And Criminal, it seemed as though the Transcendence, either King was good at timing when he had Transcendence and didn't use the Dragon Blade until he did, or they were just not charging it fast enough. But Bunny Blasters turn to try their hand at an offense here. They're going to go for that composition we're so used to seeing with that Mercy, Zenyatta on the heels, Genji Tracer, Winston D.Va.
Yeah, it's pretty standard composition. No funny business coming out on the side of Bunny Blasters this time. They wanted to try a little bit of interesting composition with the Sombra Moira strategy, but
yeah.
You see on the defensive side, Haplo commanding the team to not take any funny business here, going on the full dive defense is what they are best known for across this whole script night. Gonna take that early pause.
Mirror lineups from both teams here. Gonna be up to the individual player's skill. I'm gonna be paying attention to Rube and King and how they connect together, and in parallel, how Bot of God and HBD are gonna be working together, as I think HBD and Blank actually switching roles. Blank was playing that soldier all night, but looks like Bunny Blasters are opting for that Genji here, that more standard dive, like you said.
Yeah, it might be a more answer of comfort on the side of Bunny Blasters more than anything. We know this team has been together for a little bit of time here, a little under So it might be just a question upon comfort and where they can make the most impact on their hero selection. So this is really nice to see to come out from the side of Bunny Blasters. Just HBD being able to take the flex over to Genji and blank tanking over the flex over to D.Va as well. All to really just support Xavier and Badagad a little in their dives and maybe just give a little more backline support for Criminal as well to really gain the advantage in these fights because it's like you said, Boats. I mean, like if they don't have the mechanical skill upheaval in these team fights, they're just not going to win overall. We've seen how is Pepsi okay from Eichenwald just being able to punish them for bad positioning and being really able to spawn camp them for a solid 4 minutes, and with the sightlines and open availability of Route 66 first, it's very able to happen with Haplo on Winston. Very capable.
Yeah, Haplo also pretty aggressive Winston player in himself. So interesting to see if they're going to try to hold him in spawn once again. Maybe if they get a couple early picks, they will. But definitely interested to see how HBD plays Genji here. Blank, no slacker on his soldier, but they're just, like you said, opting for that Genji for a little bit more mobility. Maybe it'll work out for them.
Yeah, it's like you said. I'm very interested to see how how the flexibility comes out on the side of Bunny Blasters. Is not playing it for the past 5 maps. Is that going to play an effect for HBD? Maybe he might not be as well versed on Genji today as maybe other heroes. But nevertheless, we have seen multiple Genjis in these team compositions in the full dive really be the stars of the team. So.
Yeah, King with those nutty dragon blades, especially on Eichenwald, man.
Won every team fight, it seems.
Yep, as we are live here, 15 seconds till the attack. Pepsi OK setting up on top of the gas station. Pretty standard positioning here. Going to be looking to set up a dive with Haplo and Purple leading the charge along with King and Rube. And we're just going to be... It's going to be up to who can dive better here on Route 66.
We're going to be on the side of King here, see if he's going to be able to find any good ult charge from these Shurikens early on. As Bunny Blasters take early payload, they're going to see that they're set up on the gas station. The dive's going to come through, see how they focus down immediately. Muffin's going to fall instantaneously. Both supports falling immediately.
Beltup falling right afterwards, like you said, and that's usually the standard target from dives is the Zenyatta, since he has the least mobility, the least ability to defend, and it's up to Rube to just solo defend on the point here with King. Top of the gas station, HBD will get that nice reflect onto King. So it turns out HBD no slacker on that Genji as it seems, as Blank jumps off the edge trying to get that mech back. Bunny Blasters quickly taking first point, but they will have one more fight. Pepsi, that is.
I take back everything I said. HBD has been playing Genji for the past 25 years, and he is a known warrior. My goodness.
HBD showing his worth as Genji as he gets a dash through onto the Mercy. That's both supports dead for Is Pepsi OK. And HBD has that Dragon Blade in his back pocket. He might not even need it though as he gets a deflect kill and a dash through. Looks like that was just the switch that Bunny Blasters needed as HBD charges his Dragon Blade quite quickly and gets a couple of kills.
HBD is putting on a clinic right now. He charged that Dragon Blade, and like you even said, he didn't even need to pull that out. King's gonna be able to answer with a Dragon Blade, but the dive has already started. HBD's gonna pull out that blade, but he's gonna fall to Haplo immediately.
Oh, HBD, just like us, maybe getting a little too excited, will fall to Haplo's pressure. But meanwhile, Bot of God pops that Pulse Bomb onto Haplo and will follow up with the Pulse Blasters and will also pick off the Zenyatta. Bot of God saying, you're not the only DPS, HBD, I can do it too. But as it stands, the Primal Rage Monkey in the back will clean up the back line, and that's going to be a stymied offense for T-Bot.
And it's a pretty awkward position here. I mean, the doors are still open. Somehow, I'm not even entirely sure how they're still open. I'm pretty sure the cart should be perfectly through that. But anyway, with the cart just being able to move through that little streets phase, it gave the team the perfect positioning to walk right through. Typically, in that kind of situation, you want to have the teams be bottlenecked through those 3 entry points. But they gave the opening position here as the dive coming through.
Yeah,
can HBD find anything?
Both sides. HBD looking for some kills here as Xavier Primal Rage is in the back. 2 people down for Pepsi, and Felta falls after rezzing, but that pulse bomb might be enough to bring Pepsi back into the fight as Rube catches 2. King pulls out that Dragon Blade. It will kill Root and Xavier. So although that fight seemed to not be going in Pepsi's favor, their DPS able to pull out some clutch kills, and the card's not rolling yet. Rube will be cleaned up finally, but this will be one more fight for Pepsi to take on the Streets phase. Bunny Blasters being able to clean up those kills, and it's going to be up to their superior ult economy right here. They should win this fight on paper.
Ooh, leaving Muffin's Rage with 1 HP off of that Pulse Bomb. HBD is going to be holding on to this Dragon Blade. He's going to pull it out immediately, catch everybody in this little bottleneck here. Hablo's going to try to zone him off, and he's going to kill him immediately as well. And you can't leave a Tracer alone for too long as well, as they're just going to be able to push this card as close as possible to zone the rest of the team away. Just like that.
They get zoned away just like you said, but the kills coming up. If HBD had caught a couple more people with that Dragon Blade, or maybe had a little more teammates to support him, they maybe would have been able to take this offense as Muffins picks off Bot of God. A very nice, and Rube looking for those stagger kills, and they're actually getting quite a bit of a stagger onto HBD and I Am Root. Maybe they should have been a little further back there. They thought that the fight was still going or something.
I don't know who's been more impressive as the Guardians of Nepal, Muffin's Rage, and HBD playing Genji and Zenyatta respectively, but you know, both have been putting on a clinic as far as Orbs of Destruction go, Shiryukens, ultimates, and everything goes. These 2 players have been very keynote.
Both players definitely doing a great job as both Valkyries are popped just like the start of last fight. King critically falling to HBD, however, before he can unsheath that Dragon Blade. We're not going to be seeing that Dragon Blade until he gets rezzed up right now, and he's still holding on to it here as the trance falls up. That's his cue. As soon as that trance gets finished, I'm expecting King to pull that Dragon Blade out, but the self-destruct from Purple onto Xavier might mean that King doesn't even need it. There it goes. HBD, however, with a kill onto King right as he pulls out the Dragon Blade, not being able to get any work done, and that's going to be the Streets phase done.
Wow. As soon as he unsheathed that blade, King has been given no space. He's been getting zoned out by his better half, HBD, every single team fight as it may seem. The only other time that HBD has been fallen is when Haplo has been perfectly able to zone him and to keep him out of harm's sight. Just like so, the Primal Rage is going to be able to push him as far away as possible. He's just going to try to keep him as far away from his backline as possible. Purple being able to follow up on the kill as well. But HBD getting that dash kill onto King with the Swift Strike, that was one of the most impressive Swift Strikes I've seen in these Open Division games, and I hope to see more of this. HBD, again, showing us what true Genji play is all about, too. True anime Genji play is all about.
I just wanted to note, Bot of God and HBD really far up there and seemingly dying, but spawn advantage in favor of the attackers here, and they managed to bait out the Primal Rage, so they don't have to worry about that on this push as the self-destruct comes out from Blank, catching King, who still does not have his Dragon Blade. Are they going to be able to rest him up, though, as HBD pulls out Dragon Blade of his own? Response from Muffins with that trance means he's not going to be able to catch anyone, but that trance is going to be gone. King trying to charge up that Dragon Blade as the Pulse Bomb is up for Rube, looking for it in the back here. Both Valks pop. Both Mercies taking to the sky and trying to keep their teammates as healed up as Rube finds that Pulse Bomb onto Criminal. Quickly brought up, however, as King has charged his Dragon Blade and he's looking for anyone he can. Can HBD slash him through this time? He cannot. The follow-up damage from Haplo is too much. I Am Root thinking HBD is too important in this fight, bringing him up as 1 minute left on Route 66.
One very key thing in that Dragon Blade that King wanted to pull out, as he went to go fight HBD, HBD ended up pulling out the clutch reflect to mitigate 2 slashes from King's blade, making him waste more time on a few more slashes just to make sure that HBD was dead.
Yeah, that
and
was
Xavier
a very nice
being
reflect.
and Xavier just being able to follow up perfectly onto King as well, continuing the backline healthiness for his team as his push just continues on.
Yes, this push continuing on with HBD pulling out that Dragon Blade, but Rube, meanwhile, in the back finds a double tap on that Pulse Bomb. Bot of God trying to swing the fight back in his favor, but it's 10 seconds left, and Bunny Blasters don't have anyone alive. Are they even going to be able to touch the point here? It seems like no, as King is holding on to that Dragon Blade. He's going to pop it in an attempt to, yes, stall the map out. Bunny Blaster is not able to touch the point. And that's going to be a third map win for Is Pepsi OK.
Is Pepsi OK taking the right stall tactics there too. Here we're going to see the play of the game from HBD. Truly, again, putting on a nice clinic throughout the entirety of the first, second, and third parts of this attack phase for Bunny Blasters. But I tell you, if Feltup hadn't gone on to that Lucio to keep everybody on the super speed zone of life too, to catch everybody off guard, that was a really good call. Really showing the strengths on the side of Is Pepsi OK. Bunny Blasters really came out on top of these engagements, showing out their flexibility. It was a real good spectacle of a matchup here tonight, Boat.
I really enjoyed watching these games, especially watching the variety of compositions we saw. We saw that Orisa Roadhog on Eichenwald. We saw the Sombra Moira strat come out from Bunny Blasters as well. But it just seemed that Pepsi's dive overall just able to be a little bit more consistent, maybe playing to the meta a little bit more, and they will take 2 maps to Bunny Blasters 1.
That was a really fun matchup in between. I mean, as these two teams again get together for these scrim nights here on Broadcast GG. Yeah, it's getting ready for the Overwatch Open Division. It's always fun to see different team compositions, like you said. I mean, we saw the Sombra Moira come out defense first hold for Bunny Blasters. That was really fun to see. Ended up not working out, maybe a meta too early, like I had said. But you know, hey, that's all part of Overwatch. It's a giant game of chess, and you gotta play for the counter picks. You gotta push the comfort buttons just a little bit.
Sometimes you gotta just play to the meta, right?
As a support main, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Can you pick Mercy, please? I'll play anything but Mercy. But that will do it for us here, folks. Thank you so much for following along. This has been Broadcast.GG's Scrim Nights with our Road to Open Division. Again, my name is Boda.
And my name is PKMN Panda.
I've been Ben Viglo. Yeah.
Ben Viglo on the production, doing a great job observing and hitting us.
He's been here the whole time.
But thank you so much once again. Follow us on Twitter if you want to join the Discord. Please do so as well. If you're interested in broadcasting, learning to cast, learning to observe, we can help you out with that. But that's going to be a wrap for us. Thank you so much, everyone following along at home. Following up with a pick onto Muffin's Rage, both supports down from the Pepsi OK side here.
As the brawl just goes back, 4 minutes remaining and it has not stopped. Both teams just trying to dive each other as quickly as possible. Oh, he got Feltup, was able to get the res off of Hapo. You're gonna see King catch anybody. It's gonna catch Bot of God. And the main point of this right here, Boda, is that you just want to basically force the enemy team. You want to force Bunny Blasters into such...
OK continues to hold in front of the spawn of Bunny Blasters with King showing up in the kill feed. But Bot of God comes out with a barrage, not catching.
Keep the man advantage going, but King's gonna come out with his blade. We're gonna see if he's gonna be able to catch any more with it. He's gonna pick up one. The damage is gonna come out. He's gonna be able to pick up Xavier as well.
Very close indeed to that attack, but there should be a big ult if they get that D.Va out of mech. But Pepsi coming up with a pick onto Muffin's Rage. Both supports down from the Pepsi OK side here.
As the brawl just goes back, 4 minutes remaining, and it has not stopped. Both teams just trying to dive each other as quickly as possible. Oh, he got felt up, was able to get the res off of Hapo. You're going to see King catch anybody. It's going to catch Bot of God. And the main point of this right here, Boda, is that you just want to basically force the enemy team. You want to force Bunny Blasters into such...
OK continues to hold in front of the spawn of Bunny Blasters with King showing up in the kill feed. But Bot of God comes out with a barrage, not catching...
Keep the man advantage going, but King's going to come out with his blade. We're going to see if he's going to be able to catch any more with it. He's going to pick up one. He's going to... The damage is going to come out. He's going to be able to pick up Xavier as well.
Very close indeed to that attack, but there should be a big ult if they get that D.Va out of mech. But Pepsi coming out with King with that blasters. King pops that Dragon Blade that we all know so well, picking off the Moira and the Pulse Bomb from Bot of God. Oh.
Create a little bit more space with this Pulse Bomb, getting deep maybe. He's going on a mad flank.
And he goes for a stick and he will catch Muffin.
Forcing Bunny Blasters in the awkward corner here. Xavier falling early to Rube. Rube is just being a nonsense with these headshots just popping up. Aggressively push. They can also play the defensive positioning and let Felt up take that Mercy vouch just to keep his team resurrected as well. So really it's taking all the favor. You can see King just going like off be a nuisance here as well into the gas station, but he's not going to have that health pack hacked.
No, he's not going to have that. And Rube coming up with another attack onto the point. Both tanks jumping up, and they're going to try to fall back off that EMP. King pulls out the Dragon Blade, however, and starts to slice the supports up into Sushi. He had a Bunny Blaster. It's going to be no small feat for them to hold, but the tanks really making their presence known on the point as HBD and Xavier get a couple of... It's Genji as he gets a dash through onto the Mercy. That's both supports dead for Is Pepsi OK, and HBD has that Dragon Blade. Both supports dead for Is Pepsi OK, and HBD has that Dragon Blade in his back pocket. He might not even need it though, as he gets a deflect kill and a dash. Pepsi back into the fight as he Rube catches two. King pulls out that Dragon Blade. It will kill Root and Xavier.